just gonna stay there.
Can you want to hear? Hey.
You are so cute. Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So in today's video, I have some new goodies. I recently purchased the Colourpop Golden Hour palette. I got my hands on this UK brand called Pink Honey, and they did extend their cream bronzers, so they now offer 32 cream bronzers. So I picked up a new shade. They also came with an under eye setting powder and also concealer, so I'm gonna be trying that in today's video. I also picked up some products from this brand called Give Me Glow Cosmetics. I used their Dream Blush and Bronze Bombshell. So this is powder, blush, and bronzer. If you're curious to see what I think about these products and how they applied on the skin, you know the drill. If you like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Because I really love to try out different makeup and different formulas. Without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. Okay guys, so as you can see, the skin is nice and clean, and we are going to prime the face. I'm taking the NYX face glue, and it's literally like a glue, and I'm gonna apply this all over the face, and it is definitely a more hydrating and blurring primer, and I actually really like this. This is probably the first drugstore primer that I actually enjoyed. I wish it was more mattifying, but I love how plump and supple the face looks, and I mean, you see the glow. So now I'm just taking the P.LOUISE Protect Your Pout lip conditioner, and we're gonna hydrate these crusty, dusty lips. And speaking of P.LOUISE, they came out with brow pencils. So this was in my budget box, and you get a brow pencil, which does come with a spoolie, and then you also get a tinted brow gel, and the spoolie on that is really tiny. So I love this brush on this pencil. It's almost like a bristle brush to really brush the brows in place, okay? And I'm using the shade Mochacinno. So they try to do like a more coffee inspired like brow product, and this is literally like a perfect brown shade where it's like not too dark and not too light. It literally looks so natural. The formula on this is really creamy, and I hope in the future that they come out with a smaller pencil, because this is giving very much like a brow definer. But the brows are nice and snatched now, so we are going to go ahead and prime the eyes using the P.LOUISE eye base in Rumor 4, I believe. It's either Rumor 4 or Rumor 2 that I used. So once the eyes are primed, we're getting into the Colourpop Golden Hour palette, and I just love the colors on here, and it was giving Natasha Denona I Need a Warm. So you can see the pigment, it looks so promising, but of course when I applied it, it was giving very much transition shade. So for this to be like the second darkest shade in the palette was just unfortunate. So I ended up going into like this deeper warm brown shade, and it was giving very much cool toned. And yeah, the darkest shade in the palette does actually have some shimmer, so this is technically the darkest matte in the palette. And yeah, I wasn't in love. On my lid, I'm going to be taking Golden Waves and Have Sun, but I'm just swatching all the shimmer shades that are in the palette, starting from the lightest shade to the deepest shimmer. Now, when it comes to shimmers, that is definitely the area where Colourpop excels, in my opinion. So for me personally, the palettes are worth it just for the shimmers. I will say the two darkest shimmer shades were very similar, so I wish there was more variation, but these are the shimmers in the palette. This is the Made by Mitchell BLURSH Lights. It's essentially like a liquid highlighter, in the shade Bubble Trouble, and I'm actually gonna use that as a base just to make sure the eyes are super sparkly today. And then I'm just gonna take the shades Have Sun and Golden Waves on top. Then I'm switching to the Dose of Colors times Makeup Shayla palette, and I'm taking this warm brown. You can also just use your bronzer, but I felt like there was no like dimension or warmth to the eye. So now I'm taking these 7 lashes in the shade Vicky, in the style, my bad, doing a little wing liner, and now it's on to doing complexion. Taking the One Size Secure the Blur primer, and this is essentially the more mattifying version of the NYX face glue, and it really smooths out the face and helps with oil control. So I'm also gonna do a little liquid highlighter underneath foundation just because I want to get back into that highlighter cheek and I want to have that glow from within with my foundation. So I'm just highlighting the normal areas that I would do. This did come in a set from Rare Beauty last year. This is in the shade Magnetize, but literally any gold liquid highlighter will do. And me being extra, I just had to add a little bit more just so I can get that extra glow, okay? So the face is glowing and it looks very natural. Now it's time to color correct these under eye bags. As you guys can tell, I do have a little bit of darkness around my under eyes and around my mouth, and the orange color corrector is just going to neutralize that. So once we have the mouth blended out, I like to go and do the under eye. That way the under eyes have time a little bit to dry down. That way it can have a little bit more coverage since I'm going to be using more concealers that are lighter shades. So I'm just blending that out. Then for foundation, I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics Power Plush and One Size Full Beat Foundation. Make sure you really shake them up. Honestly, you should always shake up your foundation before you use it. That way nothing is settling and everything is properly mixed. So I'm taking the Tower 28 SOS Facial Setting Spray. It's really like a refreshing mist just to make sure that everything blends nicely and keeping the skin nice and hydrated. Just because both of these are matte, so I didn't want it to dry down too fast, especially using that Secure the Blur primer. And just to make sure that the skin looks flawless, I'm taking my sponge and just soaking up any excess product, leaving the skin flawless. So I got my hands on this Pink Honey face frosting. This is in the shade Bourbon Bliss, and I'm just using this all over the face. And I love how this shade looks. It looks very warm, very natural, and I love that you can really build this up. So I am just gonna keep building it up, and it just looks super natural. The formula is super creamy, but it doesn't leave my skin really greasy. I feel like the UK really excels when it comes to their cream products because it's pigmented and blendable. So I'm also taking that shade down the nose. All products will be listed in this description box as well. For concealers, they also came out with their Pink Honey Cloud Cover Creamy Concealers, and I am going with one that is a little bit like a shade lighter than what I normally would use, just to give me that natural highlight. And I'm carving underneath the cheeks just to give my face some dimension, and then I just like to work my way from the bottom up, so going from the chin underneath the cheeks, doing the upper lip, and then I like to go underneath the eyes. And as you can see, it is blending so easily. Like literally I didn't have to do much work for this. And then y'all know I love a good inner corner highlight. Honestly, you don't really need to use this much concealer, especially not of this shade, because literally one dot would have been good, but I kind of went overboard. For cream blush, I'm taking this P.LOUISE Glow with the Flow palette, and I'm gonna be mixing those 3 dark pinks and applying it onto the skin. And I know I said in my last video that I don't do cream like glowy blushes, but because this base is more mattifying, I wanted to make sure that the cheeks don't look too dry. So I did a couple layers of that cream blush, and now I'm going and blending out that concealer. And look at how pigmented, how much coverage you get, and just how easily it spreads. And this is with me letting it dry down too. So imagine if I didn't let it dry down, it would still have been super creamy and probably would have been everywhere. So I just love how doing that inner corner color just really opens up my eyes and it makes my face look more awake. And now it's time to set the face, and I'm taking the Pink Honey Cloud Cover under eye setting powder, and this is in the shade Soft Sunshine, and it is definitely a very blurring, very hydrating under eye press powder, so it's not going to enhance any fine lines or wrinkles. And to set all over the face, I'm taking the One Size Turn Up the Base powder foundation. I love using that. And for bronzer, I got my hands on some Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Bronzed and Bougie, and it is giving me that warm sun-kissed glow that I'm missing now that I'm starting to get into my winter shade. So bronzing for me is a must, and you can just see the difference of the skin. And Give Me Glow Cosmetics also has their Dream blushes, and this is in the shade Stifler's Mom, and this is literally my perfect blush shade, and I just love how soft and pink it is. I'm gonna go ahead and bake using the One Size Sweet Honey and this Sephora Collection Powder Puff, and I really do enjoy this powder puff. I'm definitely gonna be grabbing a couple more of these during the Sephora sale. Just adding a little bit of nude eyeliner in the waterline and taking that bronzer underneath the lash line and on the sides of my nose just to reinforce that nose contour. Then I have to set the brows using this P.LOUISE Clear Brow Gel, and it kind of reminds me of the NYX Brow Glue, but this has a way stronger hold, but you do get that kind of glue-like texture. For highlighter, I'm taking this Laura Lee Los Angeles Bronzed Lit Kit, and I'm taking the shade Yacht Club, which is like this beautiful golden shade, and I'm gonna use that to highlight the nose, and it's so gorgeous. I definitely need to use this palette more because I'm obsessed just with how it looked on the skin. And to set the face with setting spray, I'm actually going to be mixing these two. So I'm first taking the Tower 28, and then while that's drying, I'm spraying my face with the One Size, what is it? The One Size, the viral one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then I press everything into the skin, and we're on to lips. And of course, being a brown skin girl, I have to use a brown lip liner, and I believe this is Morphe Trendsetter. If I'm wrong for whatever reason, like I said, all products will be in the description box below. And I'm just making sure I really, enhance the lips. And then for lip color, I'm taking this NYX lip cream, and this is literally the perfect lip color, and I'm obsessed with the look. I'm obsessed how it came out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.